Welcome to Dorset. Today we're at West Bay and we're after Golden Light. Great to see you all again. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're at West Bay on the Jurassic coast and we've got some fantastic cliffs behind me. Big sandstone structures that look superb, and we're waiting for a bit of golden light to fall on these cliffs, because once it does, they're going to absolutely light up and it will look fantastic. So I really can't wait just to get that light on there today. Well, these golden cliffs look absolutely beautiful. They hide a sad and tragic secret. They're sandstone cliffs, and what happens is, in the winter months when it rains heavily, the rain seeps inside them and then it freezes, and when it freezes it expands, and of course once it expands inside sandstone it collapses, and sadly several people have actually lost their lives here through rockfalls. So it's a very dangerous place. Fortunately, we're not going anywhere near the cliffs today. We're shooting from a concrete jetty quite away from them, but what we're hoping for is we've got the light just coming in from the side here, so we're going to shoot side lit today, and as the sun sets the cliffs should glow up. I mean, they're already starting now. They're looking absolutely fantastic, so I'm fairly sure we're going to have a reasonable day. We're not going for all the traditional bright sunset colours and things like that. We're purely going for golden cliffs and light on those cliffs. That's our sole aim for today. We're going to try a couple of different things. We're going to do some panoramas maybe. We're going to zoom in close to certain sections of it. It all depends what's illuminated, how the weather treats us, as to what shots we get. Most important item for the day: polarizer. On this shot it's absolutely essential for me, because it's side lit and we're like 90 degrees from the sun. It's really going to give it a good boost, and it's going to darken down that sky and make it look absolutely menacing and brooding. It should be fantastic by the time we're finished with it, hopefully. At the moment there's a little bit of cloud cover out on the coast, but it's not too bad. I'm hopeful that the sun's still going to be able to get through it. As I say, we're not going to be getting all these beautiful pretty colours, although there might be the odd bit of cloud behind it that catches, and if it does, that will just be a huge bonus. But what we're really after is the light, and you can see it just sweeping across there right now. I mean, it looks superb. I'm going to get shooting. In order to get the best out of our shot today, we're going to underexpose by about half a stop on this one, just to make sure we don't clip any of the highlights on any of the cliffs out there. We don't want to lose any of that fantastic golden tone, so we're just keeping a careful watch on this one at the moment. Obviously histogram is playing a big part in it. We're keeping an eye on that. We're just making sure that we don't get anything too much. It's a lot easier to bring something out in post rather than try and pull it back when you've overexposed it. Obviously, you know, impossible to a degree. So yeah, our plan is pretty much just to underexpose ever so slightly when the light comes out, as I'd like the sky to be darker anyway, so it all works really nicely, and we get that intense glow on the cliffs. For the vast majority of the shots today, I'll be at ISO 50, f11, potentially f16, depending on my focal length, just in case we want to get the far cliff into frame as well. But if we switch around to do the panorama, I'm going to change it up a bit. I'll probably shoot around about f8, because I'll be cropped in a lot closer. And I really want to bring out the detail right on the front of the cliff here. I mean, the sandstone just looks stunning. It's great big lines all the way across it. You can see each individual layer. Once you get a little bit of light on that, it's going to be amazing. We might switch tactic a little bit later on. At the moment we're shooting with a 24-105, and for the vast majority of it we're at 105, which is just about right to get the full length of both these cliffs in there. But I might switch around to the 100-400 later on. The idea behind that is I can zoom straight in, and for example we've got the lower section of cliffs glowing up right now. And if we were on the long lens, we could zoom in and maybe just get that particular bit. So we're going to play around with different focal lengths and see what we can get. But at the moment, we're going to stick on the 24-105 just to make sure we can get the whole scene before we start focusing on individual little sections of it. But we'll also stick with the 24-105 for any panoramas that we do, because the 100-400 might be slightly overkill on that one, but you never know. We'll play and see what the conditions are like, and we'll go from there really and see what we can get. But at the moment, looking good. It's been a long while since I've been down to West Bay and shot down here. It's an area that I tend to avoid because it's usually quite busy, and today it's absolutely no exception. It's a weekend, even though it's the middle of winter, everybody's out and you know, they're all enjoying the beach, which is totally understandable. But as I say, I hadn't been here for a long time and I just felt that real urge to come down and get these cliffs with the golden light. And today it seemed to be a perfect set of conditions for it, really. So I thought, why not? I'll take the trip down. It's about an hour away from where I live, so it takes a little while to get here, probably about 50 miles. So it's a 100-mile round trip. So I really want to make sure that the trip pays off and I get a decent image out of it. But I'm fairly confident we're going to get something reasonable today. It's certainly looking good at the moment. Just got a little tiny bit of cloud cover out there, but there are gaps in it. So I'm confident that light is going to come through and it's going to make those cliffs absolutely light up. It's a bit of a strange mix, this particular one. Essentially, you've got you know, quite a rugged, wild cliff, but then right behind it, you've got a real thriving and bustling harbour, and there's an awful lot of stuff going on here and quite a busy town. So this is a little haven right in the middle of it. A lot of the Jurassic coast is quite remote, and of course West Bay is the complete opposite. It's right in the middle of a little town, and as I say, the harbour is very busy, and it's certainly a lot of tourism down here. So yeah, quite an interesting one to shoot. It does bring its challenges, and as I say, there's usually a lot of people that are not only around you whilst you're shooting, but also in the scene. But to be fair, I'm probably going to just clone those people out from the scene itself when I have the final picture. I don't like to necessarily take anything out of pictures, but with people in there, unless they're there to add scale, I don't particularly want them in the scene. The scene looks far better without them, frankly. So yeah, that's probably what we'll do. A little bit of editing just to get rid of them. You might recognise these cliffs. They're very famous. They were featured in the TV programme Broadchurch, and everyone sort of seems to know them from there. But they're also very popular on things like postcards, and of course it's just a really well-known location on the Jurassic coast. So very popular. So most people probably do know these particular ones. But if you haven't ever been, I really urge you to have a visit here. It's absolutely stunning. The location is superb, and when you get the golden light on these cliffs, wow, what a scene. You'll be so pleased that you did actually visit. Well, it's about 45 minutes to go till sunset. Already got some pictures, got some great light on there, but hopefully we're going to get some nice sunset light just as it's coming through the clouds. But it's a little bit cloudy out there, so it's 50-50 on whether we will or not. Well, sadly, the light doesn't look like it's going to come. There's a little bit of cloud blocking at the moment. There's a very small gap, and there is a chance, but I don't think it's going to be powerful enough to really illuminate those cliffs. So I'm really glad that we got the shots earlier on, and the light was absolutely stunning then. So yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to get for tonight, I think. Well, I'll stick a couple of pictures up, guys. I hope you like them. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. It's a very busy place here, and it does make filming very difficult. People become very curious, and they want to come over, want to talk to you and know what you're doing. And the one question I always get when I'm stood here with the camera pointing directly at those cliffs is, what are you photographing? What do you do? Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed West Bay. It's another area of the Jurassic coast to show you, and probably, as I say, one of my favourites. So I'm really pleased that I could bring you with me today and show you this stunning scene. If you've liked what you've seen today, please do hit that like button. It really does help the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Great to see you. Take care. See you next time.